I want to talk today a little bit about the courtroom in heaven. This is a fairly new idea, although we've talked about it really for about 22 years now. It has been very interesting to me that just really in the last year, we've begun to hear about many others who have had, you might say, courtroom experiences. They've been getting a revelation about the divine court. Back in 1993, when we began our Jubilee prayer campaign, in November of '93, I assumed at the outset that this would be like, pictured like warfare, out in the open battlefield type of thing. You're swinging the sword of the Spirit, or in my case, a battle axe. That was my weapon of choice. And because years earlier, by the way, in 1983, I'd always seen myself with a battle axe, and I always wondered what that was. So I asked the Father one day, what's a battle axe? And he says, with signs following. And I thought, takes a while to ponder that one and see what that is. But anyway, in '93, when we began this prayer campaign, it turned out to be 13 years long, I was surprised from the beginning how easy it was. And I was wondering, why is it so easy? But I realized we were presenting our case against Babylon in a court of law. It wasn't out settling it on a battlefield, it was in a court of law. And basically what you do in a court of law is you remove the legal rights of your opponent so that you can bind him effectively. Too often what we've done is gone against the enemy, and we're out there binding the enemy, but we don't realize that that enemy has rights. We give him rights when the nation turns from God and follows false gods. When we follow false gods, and sin in general empowers the enemy to enslave us. And this is all done by the law of God. They have legal rights to do it because the enemy is actually God's agent of judgment. And he does it according to biblical law. And so you see all through Scripture, when Israel sinned, when they started following false gods, what happened? God says that he sold them into the hands of these other nations. Well, that's the judge in a courtroom selling them into slavery because of their sin. What happens is, this terminology comes from Exodus 22, verse 3, where if a thief is caught and he's convicted of sin, then he has to pay restitution. But if he doesn't have restitution, if he cannot make good on the debt, then he is to be sold for his theft. And so we see this all through the book of Judges, where God says he has sold them into the hands of the king of Mesopotamia.